Welcome back to the Crypto channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin has officially just confirmed the breakout above this crucial level of resistance, but we're now hitting extremely overbought levels in the short term, while we've already now wiped out a lot of the liquidity in the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. So in just a moment, I'll be sharing my exact trading strategy, which yes, over the last one day, I have just made a major change to this Bitcoin long position. So in just a moment, I'll be talking about exactly how I'm planning to make a lot of quick and easy profits from the next Bitcoin move about to happen very soon, while Ethereum and XRP are both running into these crucial areas of resistance in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the weekly Bitcoin price chart, and the super trend indicator is still sitting in the green, indicating a larger bull market. And on this weekly Bitcoin price chart here, we still technically have a massive bearish divergence to watch out for, which obviously is talking about the larger time frame. So I got a few comments in my last video here on the channel saying, well, how am I in a long position if we have a massive bearish divergence on the weekly time frame? But as always, you have to understand the difference between the different time frames. These much larger signals on, say, the weekly time frame take a lot longer to play out, and of course also include some short-term bullish price action during these larger cool-offs. And so we can clearly see that this has been playing out over the last couple of months. Since basically around July onwards, we have been in a larger cool-off. Obviously, we've been under all-time highs since around July, August onwards. But in my opinion, we are potentially getting closer towards an all-time high breakout, but that could just potentially form another bearish divergence of the weekly time frame that we need to watch out for. So for example, if we create a slight higher high here in the price of Bitcoin, the RSI on the weekly time frame might just create another lower high, which would just extend this bearish divergence. So it'll temporarily invalidate the weekly bearish divergence, but maybe we would reconfirm it in a few weeks or maybe in a month from now, for example. And so this is still definitely something to keep an eye on the weekly time frame. And if we're taking a look at the 3-day Bitcoin price chart, we're now getting extremely close to a bullish crossover in the 3-day Bitcoin MACD. But with that being said, we're not really seeing a significant amount of momentum to either direction. So we can clearly see in terms of the momentum in the market right now, we're still relatively neutral. We're not really seeing these massive high momentum movements in the market, at least on these slightly larger timeframes, at least not right now. And if we're taking a look at the daily Bitcoin price chart over the last 1 to 2 days here, we've now officially just confirmed a breakout above this crucial level of resistance here, which previously has been acting as a lot of resistance. And that was sitting at roughly 117,000, really in between around 117,000 to 118,000. That was a crucial area of resistance, which was holding down the price. But now that we've officially confirmed daily candle closes above that level and holding above that level, at least for now, technically this breakout is confirmed. It is active, which means yes, we could potentially find some resistance at give or take 120k, which so far we are struggling a little bit at roughly 120k, slightly above 120k. But ultimately, the next major price target right now is simply the all-time high at give or take 124,000. And like I talked about in my last video, the moment we confirm a breakout above 117,000, that will officially increase the probability very much of an all-time high breakout. So now it's actually very likely that the price will hit all-time highs very soon. As always, no such thing as a 100% guarantee, but it is quite likely. So do not be surprised if we see a test of the all-time high or potentially breaking into new all-time highs very soon in the coming days or weeks. And also consider the fact that right now we're still playing out a hidden bullish divergence, which is higher lows in the price and lower lows in the RSI. Technically, that is known as a hidden bullish divergence, which is obviously a bullish signal to watch out for. And so we now have that hidden bullish divergence playing out at the same time as a bullish breakout above a key point of resistance, pointing towards all-time highs once again. But in the immediate short term, just on the 4-hour time frame, we are currently experiencing just a slight little cool off, which is to be expected from extreme overbought here in the RSI on the 4-hour Bitcoin price chart. And so obviously this is what we saw just a few days ago, all the way back down here. We saw a major bullish move, a bit of a short squeeze, and then we hit overbought in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, just a signal in the immediate short term telling us to expect some sort of little pullback or cool off of some sort, not necessarily the end of the bullish movement, just a bit of a break or setback during the bullish move to reset the RSI out of overbought. So once again, right now, as I've recorded in the video, that's just been happening over the last few hours, over the last day, give or take, and could potentially continue a little bit more of a cool off moving forward in the coming hours or so. But once again, on the daily time frame, especially right now, we're looking very bullish with this confirmed breakout. For as long as we're still holding above 117k to 118k, we're looking extremely bullish. I'd only start to question that bullish move if we actually confirm a break back below 117,000. At that point, we could start calling for potentially a bit more of a pullback to some lower targets. But for now, while we're holding above that level, still looking very bullish. And if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, we can now see the price has already wiped out all of the liquidity that I've been targeting over the last few days. Obviously, we had a lot of liquidity building at around 118k, 119k, almost at around 120k. And over the last day or so, we pretty much hit all of that liquidity in a major short squeeze. Obviously, shorts got completely wrecked over the last few days with this major short squeeze that I actually talked about since all the way back down here. And so obviously my trading strategy, which I've been sharing publicly here on the channel every single day since these much lower prices down here at 110k onwards, I've been saying I am long on the price of Bitcoin, which is literally betting on bullish price action. I got a few comments in my last video saying I did not call any of this bullish move right here, but if that's the case, why did I enter a long position at these lows? A long position is literally betting on bullish price action and putting my money on the line that we're going to see more bullish price action. So you can see right here, obviously still in this long position. I've just refreshed my page. You can see obviously it's a legit long position. And just over the last one day, I've actually made two small changes to this trade. First of all, I've slightly reduced the size of the trade, taking a little bit more profits off the table, not closing the entire trade. I'm still long on Bitcoin, but just slightly reducing the size of the trade because obviously we've hit extremely overbought. We hit close to 120k, in fact, just above 120k. That was a potential take profit point based on this previous point of resistance. And so at least in my situation, it just made sense to take a little bit of profits off the table so that even in the worst case scenario, I don't expect this, but even in the worst case scenario, if the price just crashed for whatever reason, I've already secured some decent profits out of this trade right here. And the other change that I've made to this trade over the last one day is of course increasing the stop loss further into profits. You can see right here where my stop loss is sitting at. So even in the worst case scenario, that stop loss would still bring in another 2,300 USD profits on top of the already realized profits. And so currently this is just a $60,000 Bitcoin long position. In my last video, it was a $100,000 Bitcoin long position. So once again, just reducing the size, taking a bit of profits. You can see here entry price at 110k is where I entered the position, betting on bullish price action, putting my money on the line. And so currently I've secured roughly 6,000 USD in realized profits and still about 5,500 USD in unrealized profits in under a week, and about 5 days of this quick Bitcoin move right here, which I've been sharing step by step along the way since the moment I opened the trade at these much lower prices. And I even said in my last video, for the people that missed this trade at these much lower prices, missed the entry at these lower prices here, I said in my last video when the price was roughly around here, give or take, testing 116k, 117k, I said in my last video, if we break out above this high right here, expect a continuation much higher, which would be another potential entry point to add to a long position or open a long position. Not financial advice, but it is very likely now that we're on our way towards all-time highs. So keep that in mind. If it's very likely we're going to be at all-time highs in the next few days or weeks, obviously right now there's still potential opportunity on the table, not financial advice. And so obviously if you want to take trades just like this for yourself to make a lot of quick and easy profits in the crypto market, like what I'm doing right now with my own money, you have to be set up ready to go on a crypto exchange. And personally, I'm taking this trade right here over on BTNX. So I'll make sure to leave a link to BTNX below this video in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you use that link, it will take you to this page right here where you can claim massive trading and deposit bonuses. For example, you can claim up to 120,000 USDT out of a prize pool here for trading bonuses, and also up to 200 USD in just a deposit bonus. So for example, if you deposit just $1,000, you get a $200 bonus into your BitNX account. Basically free money from the exchange just by making an account, depositing and trading crypto using that link. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, you might as well check it out. Once again, first link below this video. And in case you're wondering, BitNX is a no KYC exchange, which means you can access it from basically any country in the world without needing any KYC KYC. But as always, check your local regulations when it comes to trading crypto. And for whatever reason, if you don't want BitNext as an exchange, there's also 2bit as another option out there, another exchange that I also trade on. So I'll also make sure to leave a link to 2bit below this video. And if you use that link, it'll take you to this page where you can also claim massive bonuses. For example, you can claim up to 10,000 USD in trial fund bonuses and 8,000 USDT in actual withdrawable stable coins. So once again, free money from the exchange just by depositing and trading crypto using that second link below this video to 2bit. And without making any deposit or any trade, you can also get a free $30 sign up bonus in trial funds here and 1 month free VIP 3 upgrade. So in other words, very cheap trading fees and effectively free money from the exchange, which you can use to trade over on 2bit, but only if you use the link below this video to actually make your 2bit account. And in case you're wondering, 2bit is also a no KYC exchange. But with that being said, taking a quick look at the Bitcoin seasonality performance over the months, over many years for Bitcoin's price history. And so this is simply just to remind you that right now we are entering into October. We're right near the beginning of October, and historically speaking, not financial advice, past performance does not guarantee future returns, but historically speaking, October is pretty much the most bullish month for Bitcoin on record. And so just keep that in mind. We're now seeing a major breakout, basically not much resistance between the current price and all-time highs. We've already just broken out above pretty much the most important resistance that was holding the price down for quite some time here. And so other than the occasional short-term cool-off, which is very normal in the short term here for a matter of hours, maybe 1 or 2 days, basically resetting the RSI out of overbought, other than that occasionally playing out here and there during the bullish move, overall still looking very bullish if we're talking about the coming days or weeks, most likely heading towards an all-time high breakout very soon, especially because we're in the month of October, along with all of this other information here pointing towards bullish price action. And so those are my expectations and predictions and key levels to watch out for Bitcoin, and of course my exact trading strategy, sharing with you exactly how I'm planning to profit from the next Bitcoin move, likely about to happen very soon. And if we're taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance on the 3-day time frame, right now technically this short-term bullish divergence is still currently active, which means continue to expect just a slight little bullish relief like this for the Bitcoin dominance. Obviously not a massive bullish move, but also not really a crash either. So just a slight little bullish relief, very likely in the Bitcoin dominance, which means a lot of altcoins are going to be performing quite similar to what Bitcoin is doing, but maybe just slightly underperforming against Bitcoin if we continue this little bullish relief here in the Bitcoin dominance. And if we're taking a look at Ethereum on the 3-day time frame, right now the price of ETH has continued a major bounce from this significant area of support here based on previous significant resistance, and that's sitting in between around 3,900 to 4,100, 3.9k to 4.1k, and we still have this significant area of resistance to watch out for in between around 4.8k to 4.9k. And so to some degree, the price is kind of still in a massive sideways price range here on the 3-day Ethereum price chart. And if we're taking a look at the 8-hour Ethereum price chart right now, as of recording the video, at least in the imminent short term here, we're currently running into a crucial area of resistance, which so far has been causing the price to struggle a little bit. Now, maybe soon enough, we could see a breakout, especially if Bitcoin continues pumping towards all-time highs. We'll likely eventually see a breakout here for Ethereum, but in the immediate short term, this is causing the price to struggle a little bit, which is to be expected. Obviously, I've been talking about this resistance since all the way back down here. And in case you're new to the channel, this area of resistance is sitting in between around 4470 to 4.5k. So continue to expect resistance around this area. But if we see a confirmed breakout with ideally an 8-hour or even better a daily candle close above 4.5k, and especially if we hold above that level, in that situation, expect moves towards these previous highs as the next short-term points of resistance or short-term price targets. So basically the next one to watch out for would be 4.6k, and above that roughly 4.7k. And right now in terms of support, obviously if we break out above 4.5k, that would likely become support, but currently I would expect a lot of support in this area based on previous important support, still sitting in between around 4250 to 4280, and also a lot of support down here in between around 4060 to 4.1k. And remember, as I always say, expect similar price action for Ethereum as to what Bitcoin is doing. So if Bitcoin ultimately continues a move towards all-time highs, that's really going to help assist Ethereum with a breakout here towards some of these higher price targets. And if we're taking a look at the price of Solana on the 2-day time frame, currently we've continued a perfect bounce from my exact area of support, still sitting in between around 190 to 200, and we're now testing this previous point of resistance, which was a bit of support just here. That's sitting at roughly $230, and so it's possible the price could struggle a little bit around 230, but if we continue to break out here, especially if other cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum continue those bullish breakouts, of course that will help assist Solana and other altcoins like this also play out some bullish price action. But for now, 230 potentially acting as a bit of resistance, but if we see a confirmed breakout here, the next target is at around 250 to 260 as a strong area of resistance. And looking at the somewhat shorter term, obviously the price is continuing that massive reversal from that huge oversold signal in the 12-hour Solana RSI. So obviously I've been talking about this since basically all the way back down here. I've been saying expect now a bounce or some sort of bullish relief. It's a very likely scenario, but especially over the last 1 to 2 days, in my last 1 to 2 videos here on the channel, I talked about how we're not just seeing a slight little bounce from oversold, we're actually now forming a clear bullish trend again in the RSI, is what I've already been saying here on the channel in previous videos just recently. And so this is telling us that the price is now regaining a lot of strength, and we're likely going to basically reverse out of this entire bearish move. The bearish divergence no longer playing out at all, and we're now obviously in a short-term bullish trend on our way towards potentially testing some of these highs at roughly 250. And obviously in terms of the larger price structure, the longer term trend, clearly we're still within a larger bullish trend, forming higher lows and higher highs, at least as of right now. But of course, during these larger bullish trends, we can see short-term bearish moves or short-term pullback, short-term bearish trends during the larger bullish trend. And if we're taking a look at the price of XRP on the weekly time frame, like I warned about back in July, we still have a massive bearish divergence, which at least for now has not yet technically invalidated, which means it is still to some degree influencing the price on the larger time frames. As always, understand the difference between the different time frames. This is not a short-term signal. And if we're zooming into the somewhat shorter term, taking a look at the daily XRP price chart, we can see that right now the price of XRP is continuing a perfect bounce from this exact area of support that I've been saying since before the bounce, sitting in between around $2.70 to $2.80. And so obviously that is a crucial area of support on the price chart. We've seen many important bounces from that area, so continue to expect a lot of support around that area at roughly 270 to 280 if the price were to get back down there. But right now we're pretty much now testing this area of resistance, and so far struggling a little bit around this area, which is sitting in between around $3.10 to $3.15. And so obviously that's been the first significant area of resistance that I've been targeting since basically these lows down here. We have other short-term potential point of resistance, but basically the next significant point is this area once again at 310 to 315. So we could likely struggle a little longer around this area, but if the price ultimately breaks out here with ideally a daily candle close above 315, and especially if we continue to hold above that area, in that situation, the next major target, next major point of resistance towards the upside is sitting in between around $3.30 to $3.35. And also, if we actually confirm a breakout above around 315 with confirmation, so candle closes above $3.15, in that situation, we have a potential double bottom or W pattern on our hands, which is kind of similar to what Bitcoin is doing right now. Obviously, we have a double bottom or W pattern. And so in other words, this level for Bitcoin at 117 to 118K was a crucial level. And the moment we broke out above that level, we continued a decent bit higher and likely going to continue higher moving forward. And so right now, this is a somewhat similar level, but for XRP at around 310 to 315, that's kind of like the 117K level for Bitcoin. So definitely a level to watch out for, and potentially opening up an opportunity, a trading opportunity for more bullish price action if we first confirm a breakout above ideally 315. And so if you missed out on the Bitcoin trade, once again, that's a potential new opportunity. Not financial advice, but definitely get set up, ready to go in anticipation using those links below this video to those exchanges if you want to claim the massive bonuses that are only available using those links. And if we're taking a quick look at the price of Chainlink on the daily time frame, right now Chainlink is continuing to bounce from my exact area of support that I've been saying since before we bounced here in between $19 to $20. And also, just over the last 1 day or so, we've now officially confirmed a daily candle close back above $22. And as of recording the video, we're now simply retesting that level, which for now, if we can continue to hold above this level at roughly $22, really in between $22 towards around $22.30, that will likely act as a bit of short-term support now. And if the price continues to hold above that level, that will be extremely bullish for Chainlink, and we'll likely see a continued move at least up towards these highs. I'm talking around at least around $24.50, likely towards just above $25 as the next major price target, next major point of resistance to watch out for, if we can now just simply hold above $22. And so those are really the key levels to watch out for. And in terms of what is likely going to play out, simply just pay attention to what Bitcoin and other major cryptos are doing. So for example, if Bitcoin continues this breakout here and continues a bullish move towards all-time highs, that will very likely assist a lot of altcoins like Chainlink with some more bullish price action as well. Now keep in mind, if the Bitcoin dominance is also playing out a slight bullish relief, some altcoins like Chainlink might be slightly underperforming Bitcoin, so not necessarily doing as well as Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's still having a major bullish move heading towards all-time highs, still expect at least some bullish price action for a lot of these major altcoins as well. And so overall, those are my expectations and the key levels to watch out for all of these crypto assets, and of course my exact trading strategy, showing very transparently here on the channel exactly how I'm planning to make a lot of quick and easy profits in the market. And of course, if you want to do this for yourself, get set up ready to go using the links below this video on those exchanges if you want to claim the massive bonuses that are only available using those links. And if you want to actually know how you can take these trades for yourself to make a lot of quick and easy profits in the crypto market, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.